soulmates, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time I've been here, but I'm absolutely happy to be back. I am a bit under the weather. You may hear it in my voice, but I decided today I'm going to do a quick tutorial. I have this top that I have to do for a client, and it's a princess dart top, and I was thinking about using the dart bodice, the side dart or the bust dart method in order to achieve the princess dart. And then it occurred to me that I haven't officially shown you how to draft a full-scale bodice with a side dart or a bust dart. So today I'm going back to basics. Please excuse my voice as I've just said. I hope it is beneficial to someone. So grab your tools, your tape ruler, your curved rulers, your straight rulers, and your body measurements, and we are going to get started. So the first thing you need to do is to get a pattern paper, and you're going to divide the biggest part of your body measurement. So in this case, my client's measurement is actually her hip is 41, or where she wants her top to stop is about 41 inches. So what you're going to do, you're going to take those measurements, and then we are going to begin. So here I have my pattern paper, and it's what I did, I divided it into two based on the biggest part of her body measurement, which is her hip. Her hip is 41. Okay, so from the nape of her neck to her waist, the length of the top is actually about 23 inches. That's the length that she needs her top to be. So from here, which indicates my shoulder line, to the end of this is about 23 inches, and so that's what her length is going to be. So the first thing you'll have to do is start by imputing the vertical measurements. Okay, so for my client, from her shoulder to her bust point is 10 inches. So you're going to take that. So this is my center back, and this here is going to be my center front. Okay, so this is the front, this is the back. So what you're going to do, the first thing, I'm going to draw her bust point line, which is about 10 inches. Okay, which is here, and you're going to rule that line. You could take it to the back, but it's not necessary. So I indicate it here. So this is the back, this is the front. So I'm gonna put it at the front. Okay, I don't want to confuse you with too many lines. So this is her bust point. So I'm doing it at the front only because there's no bust at the back, and I'm going to draw a straight line indicating that bust point. Now for her waist, from her shoulder to her waist is actually 15 inches at the back. Okay, so remember the front and the back is different. So for her back, it's 15 inches, which is here. Here. But the front is actually 17 inches, so it's a 2-inch difference. So for the front, I'm going to put 17 inches, which is here, 2 inches different, and I'm going to draw that line. I don't know, the flu season is here, and I've gotten a touch of it. So I feel really under the weather. And what you'll find is that, as I said, her length, the length of her top is 23 inches. So because this is the bustard method, the front is going to be 23 inches, but the back is going to be 2-inch difference. Okay, remember we said that the difference, so we're gonna come up here 2 inches at the back to indicate that difference right there. And I'm going to draw this line here, because the front is actually different from the back. Okay, so this is the full length of the top, and this is the back. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to put my shoulder measurement. The shoulder I'm working with is 8 inches. Okay, so it's 16 inches. You divide it by 2, you're gonna get 8. And you're going to do the same thing at the front. You're going to put your 8 inches. Okay, so now for an average person, the neck width is actually 3 inches for most persons. It's like a standard for most persons. So this is my back, so I'm going to put 3 inches for the neck width here, and I'm going to go down 1 inch. Okay, so this is my 1 inch mark, and to get the shoulder slope for the back, you're going to go down 1 inch, and from this point you're going to draw a line connecting that 3 inch mark to the 1 inch mark, like that. Okay, and then you're going to come down 1 inch for the back also to get your line. Okay, okay, so this is for the back. Now you're gonna do the same thing for the front here. You're going to come in 3 inches, and you have an 8 inch mark. You're gonna go down 1.5 inch at the front. Now, there are persons, in the past I've used 1 inch at the front, but you have some persons who complain that when they draft their clothes, you find that it kind of, the back is drawn, the front is drawn to the back. This will take care of that problem. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to come down 3 inches, so it's a 3 by 3 inches neckline. So you're just going to, you could make a box if you like, but I just use my curve. Okay, so that's the neckline for the front. Now you're going to get your chest line. Now, in order to get your chest line, you're going to take your bust, you're going to divide it by 6 and add 1.5 inches. So your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. That's how you're going to get your chest line. And the chest line is where your armhole will sit. So I'm going to, so her bust is actually 37 inches. So you're going to divide 37 by 6 and add 1.5 inches. For her, that's going to be 7.6 inches. So because there's a half an inch difference from the front and the back, what you should do is use the back measurement, okay? Use the one at the back to draft this chest line. So here I'm going to put 7.6 inches from the shoulder slope which is about here. And then I'm just going to get it from the shoulder line just to make it straight, which is about 8.75. So that's what I'm gonna do across. Put 8.75 across. Guys, I'm so sorry I sound horrible. 8.75. 8.75. You're gonna put it across. And I'm gonna draw a straight line. This ruler is actually so good because it gives you one straight line across. So this here is actually the chest measurement. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to put this same measurement on this line right here. So this is gonna be 8 inches. That's our shoulder. And you gotta do the same thing here, 8 inches. Then you're going to draw a line connecting the shoulder to that line. Okay, so now you see that the armhole is there. So what you're going to do for the back, you're going to divide this measurement into 2. And you're going to come in 1/2 inch. Now, this, why you come in 1/2 inch is because you could do 2 things. You could do your chest width and your back width measurement. But anyone you decide to do, it still works out okay. So I'm going to draw this line here. Like that. Okay, and you're gonna do the same here, not the same, but you're gonna come up 2 inches here. And you're gonna go in 3/4 of an inch, okay? Go in 3/4 of an inch at this point. Okay, so now you'll have this part, your armhole being made. Now, let's talk about the darts. So what you're going to do, you need your nipple to nipple measurement to put the darts in. You're going to need your nipple to nipple measurement. So this is my waist measurement. So what you're gonna go to your waist and you're gonna put your nipple to nipple measurement. Her nipple to nipple measurement is actually 8. So you're gonna put 4 here. You're gonna also put it at this point. Take it all the way down. And you're gonna put it at the chest line. You're gonna draw a line. Okay, so for a small person, you could use 1/2 inch. Her bust is not so big, so you could use 1/2 inch. But for a larger size like my bust, which is about 42, I'll use 3/4 inches here. Okay, and so what I'll do, I'll come down from the chest line 1 inch, and I'll come up from the chest line 1 inch also, and I'm going to draw this line here. Okay, so for the front, you're gonna do the same. So this is my waist. I'm going to put 4 inches. And I'm gonna put it on the bust line also at the hem. Gonna draw a line. Oh, stop it. Oh, sorry. Then you're going to put your measurements here. I'm gonna use 1/2 inch also for the front, because she doesn't have a lot of boobs. And from the chest line, come down from the bust point line, come down 1 inch, and then from this line you could go up 1.5 to 2 inches. And I'm gonna draw this line here. Okay, so that's the dart for the front. There's another important measurement that you need at the front, and that's your underbust measurement. So hers is actually 13.5. So I'm gonna put 13.5 here. And I'm gonna draw that line. Okay, so now what you're going to do at this point, you're going to put your waist measurement. Her waist is 32 inches. A quarter of 32 is actually 8 inches, plus this dart would be 9 inches. Her bust is 37 inches, so 37 divided by 4 is 9.25, and I'm gonna put 1/2 inch for ease, so it would be 9.75, which is here. Okay, and I'm going to connect this point to here, and the measurement at her hem, it's actually here. It's 9 inches. Sorry about that. So this mark is not needed. Sorry, made a mistake there. Disregard this mark right here. It's supposed to be right here. And her hem, the measurement there is actually 10.25, so I'm going to put it here, right here, and I'm gonna make a curve. No, I'm not adding seam allowance to this just yet. You could choose to add seam allowance right here and then, but I'm not adding it. And at this point, I'm gonna do the same thing. I said her bust is 9.75. You're gonna put it at this line. Her waist is actually 8 inches plus 1 inch dart, will be 9. Okay, and then her measurement at her top is 10.25. Before I go, I draw the line. There's something that you need to know. In order to get rid of zipper bulge, all you need to do is go in at the waist 1 inch, okay? And you're going to connect this line up to about this 1 inch above here. okay? Like this. This will get rid of the zipper bulging effect. So since I took 1 inch from this here, I have to add it back there. So I'm gonna put back that 1 inch here. So now I could draw this line. Don't worry about the shape here, it's gonna work out fine. Okay, this dart is taken in. Okay, so what you're going to do now at the front, you're going to draw your bust bust measurement. So here at this line right there, you're going to put the difference between the front and the back measurement. That is 2 inches. So from your chest line, you're going to go down 2 inches. And then you're going to mark a dart from the side to that bust point measurement like this. Okay? I wish I could take this out so that it doesn't confuse you, this line right here. Okay. Alright, so mates, so I used my whiteout and I took out the line because I didn't want it to confuse you. Now, because this lady is not quite busty, I bring the dart all the way to her bust point. But if you need room in this area, if you have big bust like me, you could go in from the bust point on 1 inch. Okay? So what you can do is that when you are drafting, you put your seam allowances all around. Now, if you want to make it top with a curve, you can go ahead and do that. So for instance, I want this side to be curvy. I could come up and then curve it. But if I come up 1 inch, I could add back the 1 inch at the bottom here. That's all depends on what you want and your choice. So this is basically ready. The only thing I want to talk about is this dart right here. This dart right here. So let me just open this here and show you what I'm talking about. Open this. Just a little bit. I could take this dart right here. I'm gonna take this dart and I'm gonna fold it in. Let me just connect the shoulder, because when you close this dart, it's not gonna relax anymore. So let me find the midpoint of the shoulder. Which is here, and I'm gonna connect it to the bust point. Now this dart can be moved to anywhere you want it to be moved, okay? Let me slash this open. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna close this bust dart right here, because I have to through the dart, because when you close it, you'll find that you're going to miss some measurements there, and you don't want any problems. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna close the dart right here. You see that? What you notice is that this line has shifted, so all you have to do is just draw it back. Draw it back like this. Straighten the dart. Straighten the line. Okay. There you go. Okay. So this is what you're going to have. Just straighten there so that when you close it, it blends up there. So now this is without seam allowances. This is without seam allowances. Let me cut this off. So when you are drafting, ensure that you put your seam allowance, okay? Ensure that you put your seam allowance. So I'm just gonna draw the dark right here. Okay. So this would be your basic measurement. So what I was saying is that if you decide to give the bodice, the blouse or whatever you're doing it for, a curve, you're gonna come up at this point and curve it back to this point. But if you're gonna take 1 inch from this side, also add 1 inch to this side so that it will be balanced. And remember to add all your seam allowances around. So let me just cut this out for you to see your basic. Okay, soulmates, so this is what you're going to have. Let me just show you what happens when you fold the dart in. If you should fold the dart in, you realize that they match, right? Now it becomes the same. Okay, so remember, this is without seam allowances. You have to add your zipper allowance, you have to add your side seam allowance, you have to add, if you add allowances to your armhole, add that. You have to add it to your shoulder, you have to add it to the M. Okay, so this is just the basic of how to do it with a side dart. Okay, so if you find this video helpful, do not forget to give me a giant thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe. Turn on the post notification bell so you'll be notified each time I make a video. I'm going to show you in another video how I manipulate this pattern in order to get a princess dart top. So if that's something you'll be interested in, I will see you in my next one. Bye!